Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, board-certified criminal defense lawyer. Today we're reacting to the Ohio man calmly confesses to shooting and killing a female friend by accident. What do I say? I say stop yourself snitching. But I've just seen this on TikTok. I haven't seen the whole video, so we're going to kind of analyze this from a criminal defense standpoint and what this guy does or doesn't do. Before we get to that, this is brought to you by eSign.com. eSign.com, an effective way to remotely sign documents. Let's say you go to some cop and you confess to a murder, and just because you want to do the right thing. Well, all of a sudden he takes you into custody. There's no way for you to do anything, except for you tell the guard and your wife, you need to sign a retainer agreement to get a lawyer. So you can go to eSign.com. You download the app. You get 3 free signatures a month. And you realize, holy shit, I can't really do that because I'm in a cell. So you have your family do it for you. They sign a retainer agreement remotely, and now you're covered. You can use eSign for just about anything. Rental agreement, power of attorney, some kind of a sales agreement. Anytime you need to do business and do business quickly, it's a very good way to keep a deal in place. So, eSign.com. Here we are. Let's get into this.
Okay. Hey, what's going on? I'm here to turn myself in. Oh.
I'm here to turn myself in. Well, you have to say, if something like that were to happen, you'd have a lot of balls to just go to the cops and turn yourself in.
What's going on? I had an accident last night. Okay. I was showing an old friend of mine how to use this gun that she was needing, that she asked for, and it went off and shot her in the chest. Okay. And
It went off and shot her in the chest. How does that work? I mean, like that? Or you're doing it the mechanics of it are difficult. But it happened last night. Why didn't you call 911? That's the first question anybody's going to ask. The fact that he says it's an accident doesn't mean it isn't a crime. Manslaughter in almost every jurisdiction is what they call culpable negligence. For example, my partner had a case where he had a cadet who was taking, and he had a friend that was taking pictures of him. So he would point the gun right at her like this. And when he did that, the gun goes off, went right through the lens, right through her eye, and killed her. And so basically what that means is that it's beyond just normal negligence. It's like gross negligence, something that's, so ultimately dangerous that there's a high degree of risk of death or serious bodily injury, and then you go forward anyway, like driving super fast down a sidewalk. You don't intend to kill anybody, but you kind of don't give a shit if you do or don't. That's really what culpable negligence means.
Scared. Where is this at? Up on Miami-Montgomery County Line Road. Okay. You just want to save your water right there? Sure. You put yourself up there. You got any weapons on you right now? No.
And this is the kind of thing you don't see very often. Usually people try to cover it up, and he took a while to be able to come to the cops.
Just put your hands behind your back for me. Okay. I'm just going to detain you right now based on what you're telling me. Right. I understand. If you want to talk to me, I'll still talk to you. Okay? Right.
So, at the moment that this cop puts his handcuffs on him and he wants to ask him further questions, he has to Mirandize him. So in custody, which he is now, he's detained, and interrogation. So where you try to elicit questions from somebody or answers from somebody, and they're in custody, that's when Miranda attaches.
Does this person need assistance or help, or you have 2 sets of cuffs? I can put 2 sets on you in a second, okay? Does this person need help right now, or are they deceased, or what? They're deceased. Does anybody else know about this? No, I don't know.
And a failure to render aid could be another aggravating factor.
Okay. I don't know. I've been waiting. Where is this address actually that you're at? I don't know the actual number. Is this her house or your house or? No, it's a friend of mine's house. What county is it in? It's on the Miami County side, but it's on Miami-Montgomery County Line Road. Miamisburg 311. I'll be in the back lot with 1. Can you do a miscellaneous call? I have one detained. Could you start 310? What's your name, sir?
I'm Brian.
Brian?
Brian
I'm
Mason.
Officer Dooley. I'm just going to check you down.
Go right ahead.
I'm in the back lot of the...
You know, and for this cop to all of a sudden get this call, like, not call, but I mean, this approach, being approached by somebody, has got to be a little bit surreal because that doesn't happen every day.
In the parking lot. Okay, again, no weapons on you, right?
Right.
Not even a pocket knife?
No.
Okay.
No, that I left that in the truck.
Okay. Brian, what's your last name, Brian?
Mason.
Is there a weapon in your truck?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you dropped a cord.
Okay.
Yeah, this is hurting my back.
Okay. I'll try to... Yeah, when you're done. Pick you up in 1 second, okay, buddy?
When you feel
I
safe,
appreciate it.
absolutely. Yeah, because I wouldn't be here voluntarily. I'm so scared this to happen.
Okay. What's your social security, Brian? What's
I wonder what value having his social security number is. I mean, the cop's not going to do anything with his social security number.
Officer Small?
All right, let's have a seat in my car for 2 seconds and I'll switch the cuffs on you, okay?
Sure.
So technically, now he's in custody. Anything he's asking him should be done after Miranda, and he hasn't Mirandized him.
All right, hop up there. It's a big step. Just give me 1 second. What's your last name again?
Mason.
Mason. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, just give me 1 second, okay?
Okay.
I'm on. This guy walks up. He's like, "Turn my body cam on. Get out of the car." I walk up. He's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "The lobby's closed." I'm like, "Okay, what's going on?" He said, "Hey, I'm just here to turn myself in." I said, "For what?" He said, "I accidentally shot and killed someone last night." So he says that he was on County Line Road, doesn't know the exact address. Said he...
See, cops and lawyers, after a while, we see so much weird stuff that you just can't even believe what people tell us. And for them to get a call like this, I mean, 99% of their calls, are either domestics or DWIs or, just the mundane, nothing mundane about getting beat by your husband, but there's, just their routine type calls. This is way out of the ordinary.
Found her friend a gun, and it went off and shot her in the chest, and she's deceased. I said, "Does this person need assistance? They need help, or are they deceased?" He said, "They're deceased." So I detained him. I said, "Hey, if you want to talk to me, I'm just detaining on what you're telling me, and I'll read your Miranda, and talk to you." But he said there's a gun in his car. I haven't confirmed that's the gun he used. He doesn't even know the address at this point. That's as far as we got.
The initial questioning that he does with him is not protected by Miranda, so he doesn't have to Mirandize him. It's just some initial... So his admission right away, he's not in custody at that point, so there's no need for Miranda, but now he is.
So. Okay. Yep. So you're the perfect guy to be in charge right now, so. I'm going to read him Miranda and see if he wants to keep talking. He said he wants to know his pair of cuffs on. I think that's... I'll just put another set on if he's willing to keep talking to me at this point. So. He said it's like on the Montgomery County, Miami County borderline. I believe is what he said. So.
All right, we're going to need to try to find out where this happened.
I know, so I'm going to try to keep talking to him. Let's put the other pair of cuffs on you, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
problem.
these are.
I don't think that you're causing any problems. Just
Obviously, you came in wanting to talk to us. You want to tell us about this?
Brian was charged with reckless homicide in Ohio, which is akin to a manslaughter. But him coming to the cops goes a long way, as opposed to, him failure to render aid is also an aggravating factor. We're going to get into this here in a second, but what he says was he was showing this woman a firearm, had an accidental discharge. It went off, hit her in the chest, killed her, and he put a blanket over her, and he left in his pickup. Why wouldn't he call 911? I mean, I like what he does here, going to the cops. I mean, honestly, because, it looks more like an accident by him turning himself in. And oddly enough, I've got a case very similar to this right now.
Here, just relax.
Officer Dooley here is going to read you your rights just because you're not changed at this point.
Right.
You told us this, we're not just going to let you go walking down the street right
Nope.
now. So Officer Dooley's going to read your rights, and then we'll talk to you and find out where this is and some details and we'll go from there, okay?
Okay. Just gonna read off this card, okay? Please.
How do you not have this memorized at this point in your career?
Rights as follows. You have the right to remain silent. You don't have to make any statements or answer any questions. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you
But better that he does this, with a card.
understand?
Yes.
Okay. If you cannot afford, you have the right to speak with a lawyer for advice. Before you're asked any questions, you have the right to have a lawyer with you during any questions. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. If you cannot afford a lawyer appointed by the court, or a lawyer from the public defender's office will be provided to you before and during any question without any cost to you. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you decide to answer any questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk with a lawyer.
So the magic words are, I want to speak to a lawyer. Once you say that, they've got to cease questioning right away.
Yes.
Okay, now that you understand your rights, are you willing to answer any questions without a lawyer present?
Minimal. I mean,
Okay.
Minimal. I already coughed up the fucking farm, but now I'm going to try to be a little protective of myself. What the hell? Minimal.
to be fair, representation is needed. And
That's him asking for a lawyer. So they should stop.
At the bare minimum, we're trying to figure out this
Right.
address. This person needs help. You're telling us they're
Well, I'm not going to tell you a motherfucking thing.
beyond help at this point. So.
but she collapsed instantly, and I got scared. I got frightened and
What's
ran
your name,
out.
sir?
Brian Mason.
Brian, he asked you a question, and we do need a yes or no on that. You can refuse to answer any question we ask them.
So it could be argued that when he says representation is needed, that could be an equivocal response. Your desire to talk to a lawyer has to be unequivocal. So that's why this officer is now telling him, I need a yes or no. I know, and so he's actually smart to do this to clear it up because, but they really want to know where this person is in case the person needs help.
And you can stop answering at any time, like he read you. So if you say minimal, I mean, we need to know if you want a lawyer or if you're willing to answer some questions. You can always refuse to answer any question that you want to refuse to answer.
I appreciate you guys' respect. Thank you very much. Yes, at this time I can answer some questions.
Never mind. I'm just going to be on my way. I don't think so.
First of all, let me ask you this. Has this been reported to law enforcement at all?
No, this is it. This is it. I'm walking in because I know this is the right thing to do, but
Where do you live at?
See, this bodes really well for him, to be honest with you. If they find her body and find out that he tried to cover something up, then a much more sinister motive can be imputed on him and a much more serious charge.
I've been living out of my truck and motel rooms since I quit my trucking job last
I'm just
year.
trying to figure out why you came to this police department. Were you
Oh.
just driving around? Or?
Yeah, I've been all over the place.
Okay.
I've been all
Okay.
over the
Where did this happen?
Up on the Miami-Montgomery County Road.
Do you have an address?
I don't know her house number.
What's her name?
I think it's in the 9000 series. Okay. Her name is Michelle Elliott.
What's her age?
These kind of deaths are kind of senseless in a sense because, you're just playing around with a gun. And why are you playing around with a gun? Just to show her how to use it? Then know how to use it yourself. It drives me nuts when people mishandle firearms.
Approximately.
57. Same age as me. I've known her.
Is this her address? But maybe just she lives in the 9,000 block Miami County Line Road, and her name's Michelle Elliott.
Yes.
What kind of cars are in the driveway?
Yeah, none.
There's none. What does the
None.
house look like? If you could describe it to me, so I could describe it to somebody else.
3-bedroom brick ranch.
Like what color is the garage door?
White.
If I pulled up a Google Maps or something, would you be able to show me the house?
Yes.
Okay, let's go do that.
In the basement.
Do you mind, will you come downstairs to the interview room with us?
No problem.
I'm just gonna pat you down one more time. Is that cool with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, anything to make you feel safe.
Okay, no problem. I just want to make sure that.
So you got a guy that's extremely cooperative and doesn't pose any threat to these guys whatsoever. So I think the decision to uncuff him and say, let's go to the interview room, and he's already agreed to talk to them, was the right call.
You said there's one in the car, so I just want to make sure you don't have any other weapons.
If, I don't know where this happened, and then
And you can miss stuff in a search like that. It's pretty easy to miss things.
we go from there to we need to get this, find out where it's at, okay?
I know. We can get this taken care of. And I'm so scared of what the system's going to do to me. I'm not scared of you guys.
I'm just gonna grab your stuff and bring it down.
Okay. I'm scared of what?
What kind of truck did you come in? You said there's a truck.
White yes, man.
Okay.
It's unlocked because it won't lock.
So now we pick it up again here in the interrogation room. I don't know what it is, but they're all gray. They're all gray. Every single interrogation room I've ever seen is gray.
Was born in.
November, I think. I'm not sure.
Do you know about what year?
Oh, yeah. 66.
Mine was for 311. Can you try November 1st, 1966 on Michelle Elliott?
Yeah, sorry, we never exchanged cards and stuff like that. Debilitating disease. I couldn't. It was too tough to be around her. It was too tough to be around her when she was drunk and high. And
Too tough to be around her when she's drunk and high.
I don't drink and I don't take pills. So that's what we argued about all the time. You know, if it wasn't, if I ignored it, it was fine. But I had to put up with the way she acts when she was under the influence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm getting pretty dry mouth.
You want a water?
Sure.
All right. Let me get you a water. I'll be right back, okay?
Thank you.
Here's what's happened to Mr. Mason. Mr. Mason has now been charged with a reckless homicide. It's not that long of a prison sentence if it is executed as a prison sentence, like 3 years, and a $10,000 fine. He was homeless basically at the time, living out of his truck, and according to his public defender, the bail was set at $10,000 cash or surety. That means you can put $10,000 cash in with the court, which you would get back at the end of the court proceedings as long as you showed up for court, or you can buy a bond for $1,000, and then if you don't show up for court, the bonding company pays for it, but then you owe the bonding company, and then you don't get that $1,000 back. So that's what he's facing. I guess the murder charge that was filed in municipal court is going to be dismissed. It sounds like they just don't have anything to prove that it was anything other than an accident. Which, when you have him come to the court and fall on the sword, that was actually really the right thing for him to do. Even though I know I normally say, don't self-snitch. In this case, it probably saved him the rest of his life. So this is our reaction to Brian Mason and getting himself turned in, a homicide here in Ohio. So make sure you subscribe, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, sign up for Patreon, and we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. 23-hour lockdown, please, is that my God.